It wasn't the inheritance that hurt me. It was the silence. The house was never just wood and walls to us. It was the place where our childhood unfolded, where we ran barefoot across cold kitchen tiles on Saturday mornings, where Dad taught us to ride bikes in the driveway, where our birthdays were celebrated with lopsided cakes and out-of-tune singing. That house was the anchor in our stormy little world. And when Dad passed, I thought, naively, that the house would be something we both held on to, equally. Honestly, I found out from the lawyer. Not from Mom. Not from my sister, Claire. Not from anyone who should have looked me in the eye and told me the truth. I got a sterile email from the family estate attorney. A confirmation of title transfer. The house, ours I thought, was now solely in Claire's name. I blinked at the screen, thinking it had to be a clerical error. We were supposed to divide everything equally. That's what Dad had said. He'd been clear about it. 50-50, he told me once over coffee, not long before his health turned. You and Claire, no favorites. You're both my kids. But now suddenly it was all hers. I called Mom that night. My voice was shaking, not out of anger yet, just confusion. Why is Claire the only one listed on the deed? I asked, trying to sound calm, like maybe this was something explainable. Mom sighed on the other end of the line. The kind of sigh people use before saying something they know will wound you. She deserves it, she said. She was always the one who stayed. That sentence hit like a punch to the ribs. Claire stayed. Yes, it was true. When Dad got sick, she lived nearby. She brought groceries. Took him to appointments. I lived 2 hours away, juggling a job and a crumbling marriage. I visited when I could. Called often. Sent money. But it wasn't enough, apparently, not for Mom. She gave up so much to be here. Mom continued, voice soft but firm. You left. She stayed. That house is hers. I didn't know what to say. Left. I didn't leave. I built a life. I was still present. I just wasn't 5 minutes down the road. I asked her why she didn't tell me. Why no one thought I deserved to be part of the decision. She didn't answer at first. Just silence. Then, I didn't think you'd understand. She was right, I didn't. I hung up without saying goodbye. What followed were long days filled with too much thinking. Claire didn't reach out. Not even a text. Which told me she knew. She knew and kept it quiet. Not even an, I hope you're okay or let's talk. Just silence. Just signatures on paper and a title handed to her while I stood in the dark. I thought about our childhood. How I was always the protector. Older by 3 years. The one who stood between her and bullies, who helped her with math homework, who taught her how to climb the backyard tree without scraping her knees. I remembered the nights we whispered secrets from our rooms across the hall. We weren't just siblings. We were a team. Or so I thought. Now looking back, I realized the shift had been gradual. After Dad's diagnosis, Claire became the favorite. Not maliciously, just inevitably. She was the one who was there. And proximity, it seems, trumps everything else. The final betrayal came a week later. I drove out to the house. I had to see it one last time. Even if I wasn't welcome. Claire was there, of course. Her car parked outside like a flag in claimed territory. She opened the door when I knocked. No surprise in her eyes. Just guilt, trying hard to hide behind a polite smile. Hey, she said. Didn't expect to see you. Guess not, I replied. We stood there for a beat, the air heavy with everything unspoken. I didn't mean for it to go down like this, she finally said. Mom and we just thought. No, I cut in. You thought. You knew exactly what this would do to me. She looked down. I didn't ask for it, okay? Mom offered. She said Dad would have wanted it. Dad told me we'd share it, I said sharply. He said 50-50. He never said you deserved more. She looked like she wanted to say something, but the words didn't come. I looked past her into the living room. The same couch. Same fireplace. Same place we unwrapped presents every Christmas. But now it felt foreign. Like I was peering into someone else's memory. I don't want the house, I said quietly. Not anymore. Not if it costs me a family. She opened her mouth again, but I was already walking away. That was the last time I saw her. At least for a long while. We still haven't fully mended. The wounds aren't dramatic, they're quieter than that. But they run deep, like tree roots cracking the foundation beneath us. I don't think I'll ever forget what she took. Not just the house, but the choice. The conversation we never had. The truth that was buried and left to rot. And maybe that's the real betrayal. Not the inheritance. Not the money. But the silence. The decision made in the shadows. The sentence I'll never unhear. She deserves it. Maybe she did. But I did too.